What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Play Button Pee Wee, aka Ken's Divinity, or whatever y'all want to call me. And I am here today with an update for you guys. So, for those of you who don't know, I recently just delivered my baby girl, which makes child number 4 for me. Hold on, let me turn my phone on airplane mode. Because I don't be wanting nobody to call or text, and then the whole video kick off and I have to re-record it. We ain't doing none of that. So, yes, that makes baby number 4 for me. Honey, I tell you. Having 2 under 2. Okay, because y'all know I got my 1-year-old Leo. I had him last year. And now Love is here or whatever. And y'all, she's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Everything going great. She is so good to me. Like, she is an awesome little girl. However, even though she's beautiful and she's perfect and she awesome, I had to record this video to let y'all know about the labor and delivery of Love. London, I'm recording a YouTube video.
Oh yeah, YouTube. Hi YouTube.
And y'all know that's my oldest, London, my 8-year-old. But yeah, so the delivery was terrible. Like, labor was smooth, you know what I'm saying? So I planned on having her at home. However, I did not hire a doula in time enough. I was kind of fearful about going completely unassisted. Only people that was here with me was my children, so my 8-year-old and my 1-year-old. And I mean, I feel like I had all the materials that I need and stuff like that, but I just wasn't confident enough. Like, I went through the whole labor, like I did with Leo. Got to 10 centimeters dilated, panicked, and went to the hospital. Y'all, what did I do that for? Why did I go to the fucking hospital? Oh my God. Y'all, we were held hostage, medically held hostage for 10 days. At first, they wouldn't even tell me, like, you know, what was going on. They just kept on pressuring me to give her these vaccines and to give her these shots and stuff. And so, you know me, I'm holistic. So I'm all about herbs and nature and, you know, natural healing and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know, if she gets sick or if anything wrong with her, then we just gonna let nature take its course and we gonna let nature heal her. Like, I ain't telling them this, but I'm saying, you know, I'm already knowing it's plenty cheat codes out here. As long as you fuck with Mama Earth, as long as you fuck with Mama Nature, she gonna fuck with you back, period. And so I wasn't worried about nothing that they would talk about, because I'm like, shit, she survived 9 months inside of my stomach with no problems. Then all of a sudden when she's born, this is wrong and that is wrong. They kept on talking about meconium at first. So those of you who don't know what meconium is, I'm gonna explain it to you. Meconium is when your baby, like, uses the bathroom inside your stomach. So, which I thought they do anyway. I thought, you know, babies naturally pee and boo-boo in your stomach or whatever, because where else they gonna do it at? You know what I'm saying? So they try to say that your baby is exposed to septic, which is feces and stuff like that inside of your stomach when meconium is present. And so therefore they look at that as a health hazard, like something may be wrong because they was exposed to it. But I'm like, shit, she been in there 9 months. Like, anyway, so that was the first problem. Then they tried to give her a hepatitis shot, and that's when everything went downhill. Now, I was at Olive Branch, Methodist and Olive Branch. I highly recommend a hospital. Everybody talking about how good the hospital is and this and that and such, and you know, talking real good about the hospital. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go try them out or whatever. Soon as she was born, they talking about jaundice. They talking about she premature because she was 4 pounds and 12 ounces. So I didn't even really get to hold her for real when she first came out. First of all, I delivered her on my own. Wasn't no doctors present. Wasn't nobody in there but nurses. I squatted down on all fours on the bed, and I pushed her out in 2 pushes by myself. And later on, they tried to hold that against me too, talking about she was having oxygen problems or respiratory distress because of the fast delivery. No such thing. So it was a lot of fear-mongering going on, a lot of bullying because I was at the hospital by myself, no family members, no father. You know what I'm saying? It was just me. So they seen me as an easy target. I was telling them that I was from out of town, thinking that they was gonna speed our discharge up. I kept telling them that I lived in Texas and I was just in town for a funeral because my granddaddy did pass. And I was planning on going to his funeral, but ironically, the day of his funeral, I went into labor with my daughter. So, anyway. And I had a 10-10-22. Excuse all this speeding and stuff, y'all. I just mouth dry and shit. But anyway, so they were just trying to find any excuse that they could to say that something was wrong with my baby. And I'm telling them, okay, well, listen, she has a primary care physician. So once we discharge from here, I'll take her to her doctor and let her doctor tell me what's wrong, and we'll go from there. And so at this point, they could tell that I was frustrated because, like I said, I had already declined the vaccines. They were trying to give her a hepatitis vaccine. You ain't finna give my newborn baby shit. Nothing. Her system is pure. Her system is clean. Her system better than anybody's in this hospital. So you're not finna inject her with no shit to my preventative care. This is just in case she catches it. She ain't gonna catch none of that shit. And y'all not finna be experimenting on her and just putting shit inside of her for no reason. Ain't nothing wrong with her. So once I declined that, that's when the social workers got involved. They called me, the doctors had called them saying that I was refusing all testing. And I said, I ain't refused no testing. I said, but I did refuse that vaccine or whatever. I said, and that's fine. She was like, you gotta sign a AMA, against medical advisory, and all these shots. Okay, I'll sign it or whatever. Y'all can just go ahead and let them know to discharge us. So then the nurses come running back in the room saying, oh, we didn't call the social worker, the doctor did, and in order for you to get discharged, we have to do the newborn screening. So you have to let us do our newborn screening, then you guys can get discharged. This is day 2 of me being at the hospital. So I had her the night before, and this is the next morning. This is the next rising. So I'm like, yeah, y'all go ahead and do what y'all got to do, because y'all had her in this incubator all night saying that she can't regulate her body temperature, saying all this other type of shit, her sugar low, y'all steady pricking her feet and shit, and I'm in here complaining about every fucking thing, because I'm like, y'all is really doing too much. Like, I should have really had her at home. And so someone was telling me not to let them take her to that nursery. But I was in such a rush to go, and I was in such a rush to get us back home. I was like, y'all go ahead and do what y'all got to do so we can leave. Took her to the nursery, right? Not even 10 minutes of her being at the nursery, one of the nurses come rushing back in. Somebody, oh, her oxygen levels are low. Come with us, come with us. And I'm like, what the fuck? She been breathing perfectly all night, breastfeeding, this and that, and the third. Like, what the fuck? What you mean now her oxygen levels is low and she been breathing by herself just fine for the past 24 hours? I said, it's always something with y'all. Y'all be trying to keep people in a panic and make people scared and worried, thinking that somebody needs y'all and we don't. This baby is fine. Her system and her health is better than anybody's in this hospital. So quit trying to make it seem like it's something wrong with her. Then somebody, she 4 pounds. Okay, I've known babies smaller that didn't survive. So get in the nursery. Her oxygen level is 81. I said, well, what her oxygen supposed to be? That was like it's supposed to be in the 90s. So they put her on the oxygen thing. And I'm like, okay, the only reason why her oxygen levels are going up is because y'all got her on the machine. So now you're making her dependent. You're making her breathing dependent on the machine. So it really ain't making it no better. Now it's just going to be like, she going to need the machine to breathe, when y'all could have just let her oxygen regulate on its own. Well, she'll have to be on this oxygen for a while and be monitored, and we don't have the equipment here at this hospital to monitor her, so we'll have to transfer y'all to the NICU. I said, transfer, lady, we trying to go home. I told you that I'm going to take her to the primary care physician and let him figure out what's going on. we're not going to no NICU. Well, we'll have to get CPS and the police and courts involved if you refuse care, because she needs oxygen. I just broke down at this point. At this point, I just done broke down, because I'm just like, oh my God. This is why I don't fuck with doctors. Now they are such bullies. All they do is take your rights away from you. The parents have you. Listen, home birth is where it's at. Because once you walk into that facility with them KKK members in them white coats, all of your rights are gone. It's like you don't even matter. It's like you didn't even just have their child, or you didn't just push their child outside of you. They take over every fucking thing. You can't say nothing. You got to agree with everything, or they're going to threaten you with the police. They're going to threaten you with CPS, and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. So at this point, I'm a flight risk. Honey, I cried. I just cried. I cried because I knew it wasn't going to get no better from there. I knew our discharge date was going to get pushed further and further back because now they want to do all this experiment, and that's all that they did. We end up going to the NICU, and they told me, oh, well, she has a possible infection. We're thinking that she has an infection, so we'll have to monitor her for 10 days. Y'all, we stayed in that motherfucking hospital for 10 days. I was away from my 1-year-old and my 8-year-old for 10 days. 10. That was excruciating because y'all know I don't trust nobody with my kids. London, what love doing? Y'all know I don't trust nobody with my kids. Y'all know how I am when it comes to my children. I homeschool my children and everything. I try to protect them from good. I'm still recording. But y'all know I try to protect my children from every and anything that could be harmful towards them. And I know that the medical system, the school systems, the government, none of that shit is for us people, for us melanated people. All of that shit is set up against us. And just prime example of what I'm going through, they seen a single black woman by herself, letting the record show that she from out of town. They didn't have no prenatal care on file for me because, like I said, I was planning to do a home birth, so I was doing all my prenatal care at home. And so they was like, okay, instantly a target on our back. Y'all, that was the worst 10 days ever. I just got my eyes to clear up. If I could post a picture, I wish I had somebody to edit my videos for me. I could post a picture of y'all that will scare the fuck out of y'all. My eyes were bloodshot red because I did not sleep for 10 days. The vessels in my eyes were busted. Every single vessel in my eye was busted. And I looked like a zombie walking around that bitch. You hear me? Not bathing. I probably took 2 or 3 showers the whole 10 days I was there. Shit. Okay. And this is part 1. I'm going to come back with a part 2 because it's just so much. The only thing that kept me sane in there, besides my mama and my sister, was Keela. If y'all don't know who Keela is, she is a spiritualist, she is a root worker, she is a herbalist, she is a doula. She is just a powerful, magical woman in general, okay? And I was put on to her by Crystal, Alkaline Doula. Y'all know I'm a big advocate for Crystal. No, I'm not paid by her, and I'm not one of her employees or shit like that. I'm just a firm believer in her and her work and what she do. And so I met Keela through Crystal or whatever. And I called her, I hit her up, and she instantly responded. She was up there. I'm talking about when I tell y'all that girl was on their ass. I called Keela and she was on their ass. Do you hear me? They thought she was my attorney. They thought that she was a hired lawyer, baby. That she was telling them if anything go wrong with that baby, I'm on y'all ass. She said, y'all finna sign a fucking affidavit. We gonna sue the fuck out of y'all. So y'all better take good care of her because there ain't no reason for her to be in there anyway. Y'all, she was on them folks. And from the time that they talked to her, they whole attitude changed. At first, they was like really bullying me, really on me, really just in my face. Once Keela got on that phone and set their ass straight, them motherfuckers calmed down so much. They come because, see, one thing they don't be expecting is for a black woman to know what the fuck she talking about. And for a black woman to know the system, like how she know the system. So, yeah, she shook their ass. And she kept me sane the whole time that I was there. She kept answering the phone. She kept on responding. She never, I never felt alone with her on my side. And I just love her so much. And I just had to shout her out. Like I said, her name is Keela on Facebook. Her business name is Pisces Intuition. Like I said, she does reading. She does uncrossing work, money rituals. She's a doula. She does so much. She is so magical and so powerful. So y'all go check her out when y'all get the time. But that was the worst 10 days of my life. The only thing that kept me afloat was my baby and was my support system. Because if it wasn't for that, I was about to crash out. It was so many nights where I just thought about bagging my baby up and just running up out the hospital. But I knew they would have had the police on me on a high-speed chase because I was so ready to go. I mean, I didn't trust them people. They kept on trying to get me to leave. Telling me, we got her. We gonna take care of her. You got so much breast milk and you can go home for a couple days. Bitch, I don't know, y'all. I'm not gonna leave my baby up here with y'all. When I leave, my baby coming with me, period. And so, y'all, it's so much. It's so much. That's only half of what went on. But we at home now. Love is doing great. Leo's doing great. London is doing great. I called to check on my other daughter, Lyric, the other day. I haven't got a chance to talk to her yet. You know, that's a whole nother story. But you know, so far so good. And like I said, I'm just grateful to be at home. I'm grateful that my baby is okay, and now I just gotta purge her system of all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just home birth is where it's at, y'all. Keep your power. Keep your power. Do not give your power to anybody else. Do not let fear control y'all. Your body was made to do this. Your body know what it's doing. I did the whole labor at home. 10 centimeters at home. You hear me? No, nobody with my kids was asleep. Nobody to rub on me and tell me you got this. None of that. I labored myself. I went at the hospital 5 minutes before I was pushing her out. You hear me? Do not be in fear of anything. Let nature take its course, especially when it comes to bringing a precious life and a precious soul into this world. You don't need no outside influence at all. No doctors, no this, no that. You got this. You got this. Okay? And let me be an inspiration for y'all. Because what I went through, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. I'm going to come back with a part 2, though. I got to get in here and check on these kids. But thank y'all for tuning in. And it'll be more to come soon. So, peace, guys.